Hey up. It's that time of year again when it starts getting a bit cold, and I don't know if like you, but I do bits and bobs in a garage, or if you're in a shed, a bit of a workshop, and I've been using an electric heater in the past. About, I think it was 2022 January, something like that. I bought one of these Chinese diesel heaters. I don't know if you've used one, but I just thought I'd give you a bit of a rundown on the one I've got and sort of how I use it and what I kind of feel about it. In the past, I've used a 2 kilowatt Stanley little electric heater, and to be honest with you, the amount of heat it chucks out isn't great, and especially in my garage. My garage is it's probably about 20 foot by 10 foot, something like that. So it's not massive, but that little heater, that little electric heater, wasn't great. And to be honest with you, they drink electricity as well. And I was looking for a cheaper way of just warming the place up when I come in. But I didn't want sort of leave an heater on all day purely because of the costs. So anyway, I started looking at these diesel heaters, and I've been running one of these the last couple of winters, and we're coming into the third winter with it now for me, and I thought I'd give you a bit of a lowdown on it. This is that heater I was using. I've used a couple of things, to be honest with you. One of them oil-filled radiators, and I've tried one of these, but like I say, at 2 kilowatt, they drink electricity, and it's just too expensive to run. Well, when you want it on sort of 2 or 3 hours a day or something, over a period of time, it soon starts mounting up. This is the setup that I've got. It was a Viva heater. I paid just over about £100 for it at the time off eBay, just for the heater itself. But since then, I bought this 240 volt to 12 volt converter off Amazon, which cost just over £20. So basically, the complete setup was sort of 220, 225 quid. This little converter thing, basically comes from a 240 volt plug in on the orange wire, and then comes out on the black wire into the back of the unit. That unit itself, I've normally got a wooden cover over there to basically hide all the cables and stuff, just for safety. And then that's the exhaust coming out the bottom, and I've had some like exhaust wrap on that. I've just taken it off. I'm going to replace it and put some better stuff on, because that gets red hot. So it's something you've got to be careful of. I've got it coming straight out the bottom and vented straight out to the outside. I mean, this is a prefab garage, so I've just basically drilled an hole in the side of the garage. The pipe itself is about 1 inch, so you don't need a big hole anyway. I'm running this on kerosene. They call them diesel heaters, but you can run them on different fuels. I run it on kerosene, and it's very clean to. Well, the burning on kerosene, it's clean. I get no smoke off it or anything like that. Kerosene's cheaper than diesel as well, so that's a plus. I think the last kerosene I bought cost me £1.5 a litre, and burning 1 litre of kerosene, if I have it on full pelt, you can basically alter the setting on it, so it pumps the fuel in quicker, and the fan increases. And running it on full pelt, it'll burn 1 litre of fuel in about 2.5 to 3 hours. if I have it just on tick over at lowest setting, it'll run for about 8 hours on 1 litre. Now, what I tend to do in the middle of sort of depths of winter when it's cold, I can come in here and it's sort of just a couple of degrees above freezing, and I'll run it for about half an hour on full chat, and then I'll turn it down to sort of one of the lowest settings and just leave it ticking over then once the place is warmed up a bit. The thing itself comes with this remote control. They're not the best remote control, I'll be honest with you, but they do work. And like I say, the power for mine is just a 240 running off a plug into that converter, and then which powers it up. You've got to make sure as you buy the right unit for it, this one here, because apparently when they first start up they draw a bit more power than when they're ticking over. It's not much power, they don't use much at all, but just make sure as you know, if you decide to go down this route, then as you get the right one. I mean, this is my setup, you know, I'm not saying this is the right setup, but it's just the way I've done it. You know, there's plenty of videos on YouTube as you can look at, and people will explain the rights and wrongs. Just above mine, I've got a carbon monoxide detector there, just in case there's any kind of leaks or anything like that. But I've only got actually one connector in here, and you know, obviously that's where the exhaust joins underneath, and on that I put exhaust paste to hopefully just make sure everything's sealed proper. When it's powered up, they come with different front ends on them. These units here, there's different ones of them, and you know, some people just call this like the blue fascia, but it's from what I gather, you know, they're all the same, but they just got just slight differences between them. But basically, all you do to start it is if I press that button, and then you hear the fan kick in. Now that fan will kick in for a bit, and after so long, you'll hear the pump start ticking. Some people find that ticking annoying, but you know, I don't find it too bad, to be fair. You know, when you're doing bits and bobs, I don't even notice it. When the pump starts ticking, basically that's kind of putting kerosene into the burn chamber. At the moment, I think it's kind of just warming up the glow plug. You know, people tell me if I'm right or wrong on these things. I'm no expert on them, so it's just little bits as I know about it. If you look at the display there, you can see the fan wearing away, and then you see these lights flashing at the bottom, you know, where the in and out, where it's sucking air in and blowing air out. At the moment, this big pipe here, there's bits of, you can feel the air blowing through there with the fan on. Now if you can hear that ticking now, that's the pump kicked in. So that'll be pumping kerosene now into the burn chamber. And then you'll hear the fan starting to increase as it starts sort of warming up, and it goes through this process for about 2 or 3 minutes. The pump's getting quicker. I don't know if you can hear that, but the pump's getting quicker, the fan's getting quicker, so it's pumping more air through. And then, like I say, after 2 or 3 minutes, you're starting to feel the warm air start to come in. At the moment in here, it's 8 degrees, it's saying. That's the pump, that's the height of the pump at the moment. That's kind of going at 5.3, which is like more or less as fast as it'll go. That's the power it's pulling. It's at 11.5 volts. You can feel that, hear that now, how it's ramped up. I mean, it sounds noisy, but to be fair, you know, it's livable, and that'll ramp down in a bit. That's now blowing sort of warmish air. It isn't hot by any means at the moment, but give it another couple of minutes and it will be. That's getting warmer and warmer all the time. It's now been running for 5 minutes from start on start up, and it's now chucking out real hot air, that is. If you look at how the fan's wearing away, if I come press this button, it'll tell you I'm currently running at 5.58. That's the speed of the pump, how quick the pump is chucking the fuel in. But if I slow it down, that one, see how it's going down, and you'll hear the fan drop. The fan's reducing, and also the pump is getting quieter. So now it's running at 1.78, and the fan's gone a lot quieter. That's just on tick over. When I'm running in the sort of the depths of winter, I'll tend to run it round about 2.5, and I'll run that'll run for about 5-6 hours on a litre of kerosene. If I crank it back up again, you'll hear it ramping up again, and the pump goes faster. Now been running for 7 minutes. If I step through here, that now says 10 degrees. I think it was 7 degrees, wasn't it, when I first fired it in, sort of 7 minutes or so ago. So you can see the temperature going up in here already, and you know, like I say, I tend to, depths of winter, I tend to run it for about half an hour on full chat, and then crank it right down, because for the size of my place, you know, that's ample. This is what I've got outside. Just a box on the outside with there's no bottom end, just to protect it from the weather, and as you can see, there's no smoke coming out of it or anything like that. You can hear the noise of the exhausting out of there, but you can put a silencer on them. Let me just come back in. I haven't put the silencer on mine, but there's a silencer with them to make them a little bit quieter. But I'll be honest with you, I don't find it that bad. I don't think it's bad at all. Like I say, just be wary of this exhaust. That exhaust gets red hot. I do have tape around that, exhaust tape, and I've got some more to replace it with. I just thought I'd leave it off while I'm just showing you what's going on with it. But I mean, now that's, well, it's 12 degrees now, that is. But when you want to shut it off, you just press the off button, and then it starts shutting down. It goes through a cool down period now, where the fan keeps on blowing through the chamber for about 2 or 3 minutes, basically just cooling it down, and then it'll shut off right at the end. Like I say, this setup I've got, I'm not kind of saying this is the right way of doing it, but if you've got a small workshop, a small garage, and you're struggling with the heating bill of it, I think it's worth looking at something like this. I've found it really good. So like I say, give it a go. If you want sort of know anything about it, or can point you in the right direction, just drop me a line, and I'll see if I can help you out. But if you want a bit of heat in your place, and you're fed up with these electric heaters and want something a little bit cheaper, then give one of these a go. Like I say, you can run them on diesel, run them on kerosene. Diesel's a lot dearer than kerosene, but that's why I run on kerosene. But also, kerosene's a lot cheaper to buy as long as you can get hold of it. You can run it on red diesel if you can get hold of red diesel. People have run them on chip fat and old engine oil and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not recommending that, but I think for the price of kerosene, if you can get hold of it, it's cheap enough to run at that anyway. So well worth giving a go. But like I say, if you can hear the fan still, the fan's blowing now, keeps on blowing for 2 or 3 minutes, then it'll shut down. Anyway, I'm getting knocked in the head now, and I just thought I'd pass this on because I know we're coming into this cold period now, and people like to warm the shops up and what have you, and I thought I'd let you know what I'm using. Well, this is coming into my 3rd winter with it now, and it's up to yet, it's been really good for me. It doesn't let me down, so hopefully it'll carry on that way. Like I say, if you need any info, if I can help you with anything, then just drop me a message and I'll see if I can help you out. Right, catch you on the next one. Thanks for watching. If you could subscribe, that'd be great, and we'll look forward to the next video.